Clips MMA, após o Poatan ter cobrado explicações do Daniel Cormier durante entrevista, como vocês puderam ver no último vídeo do canal. O DC saiu correndo para contar tudo para o Chael Sonnen durante o programa que eles fazem lá na ESPN. Confiram na íntegra, já se inscrevam aí no canal para ajudar e bora!
Well, let's start with a narrative in our main event, which is that Pierre isn't ready. We kind of helped to support that. Listen, Karate Combat 3 weeks ago with his sister. Australia 2 weeks ago with Sean Strickland. He had an appearance in London where he got paid great money. He held a seminar in Amsterdam. This guy's busy, right? This guy's not training. He comes out and defends himself. And he says, not only am I ready, I've never missed a workout. Not only have I never missed a workout, everywhere I go, my whole team comes with me. Now, I don't fully know what that means. I'm just repeating words at this point. All right, great. Let's get to me. I go to the PI, UFC PI. It's right.
You saw him?
Yeah, twice. Not only did I see him twice, Daniel, I saw him spar 5 rounds.
Shut up.
Not only did I see him spar 5, this is 2 days ago. And I'd like to tell you what he was wearing. He was wearing nothing but shorts. You know those shorts, those tight ones, the ones he fights in, they look like underwear?
Yeah.
That's all he's wearing. Do you want to know why I bring that up?
Cutting weight.
Thank you. You get it. That was my point. He did 5 rounds plus an hour of training after that. He was only wearing shorts, so he was not worried about a weight cut at all. So that whole narrative that we hear that his weight got away from him and he's not taking this serious. Daniel, not only did I watch him 2 days in a row doing inspiring, I mean, he worked so hard it was inspiring. He was also the only guy on this weekend's card to spar at all. He was mainly the only guy to train this week. Everybody else is focused on beating the scale Friday at 9 in the morning. That's just not what he's doing. No. Everything that we have been told is false. This dude is ready to fight.
He's ready to fight. You know, Chael, I spoke to him about that yesterday, and they called me out on it. I did an interview with him, and he goes, you and Chael Sonnen, you say, I'm this and I'm that. Hey, man, we're out here making TV, man. You got to stop taking everything so personal. He goes, and then he went into the whole handshake.
Sure.
By you.
Did you really?
Yes. He goes, he shook my hand, and it was a great handshake. He goes, and then he goes, we shook hands at the World MMA Awards. Sure. He's with his wife. And then all of a sudden he goes and says, he shakes hands like a woman. He goes, I never said that. I was like, dude, I was like, come on. But like, bro, he said he's ready. He said he's been training the whole time. He said he's been preparing. He said that at every turn, they've done everything right and they're not worried. But one of the bigger things, you figure a guy like that, that's won as much as he's won, will make sure he's ready to fight. One of the bigger things, though, that I see that aren't usually tied to his fights is a lot of trash talk.
Sure.
He seems like he doesn't like Magomed Ankalaev. Ankalaev doesn't seem to like him. And to all the people that said, Ali got a hold of Ankalaev's Twitter. He was doing wrong. That's Ankalaev. I don't know if he's using a translator. I don't know how he's getting the word out. But he's clearly getting the word out that he does not feel like this guy is taking this fight serious. So sitting with both of them yesterday, there's bad blood. Do you think this adds to the fight? And are you surprised that it's bad blood? Because we got 2 dudes that don't speak English, but they're speaking the universal language of, I don't like you.
Yes, times 2.
Yeah.
Yes, it adds an element to the fight. First off, there was a great resistance by our community to put Ankalaev in the spot on the thought is, what if these guys switch chairs? Our biggest pay-per-view star, Alex Poa, what if he switches chairs with Ankalaev? Ankalaev isn't prepared to carry that torch. That's a very amazing thing. And because Ankalaev really stepped into this role, I've enjoyed everything that he's done. I've enjoyed all the hype that they're doing for this fight. But he has brought something out of Pierre. That's the part I haven't fully identified. Somewhere, Pierre is disrespected. Daniel, I think that starts with the odds makers, who, when they laid this line, had a 2-to-1 favorite for Ankalaev. They have a common opponent in Blachowicz. One of them beat them in Pierre, and the other one drew with him. I mean, I'm just sharing with you, like, there's some things.
Right?
Very
wasn't it split decision for Pereira?
And I was there. I must tell you, I did not know what that decision was going to be. It was that close of a fight. I'm only sharing for you somewhere along this way. I mean, we're starting to talk about Pierre going for champ status against Aspinall, putting him in there against John Jones. Dana White made an announcement yesterday that he would like to get Aspinall and Jones, and Pierre will fight the winner. If Pierre gets a win over Ankalaev, I mean, not for nothing, the sky is the limit for this guy, but there is something about this Dagestani kickboxer named Ankalaev that has gotten under his skin. That's fascinating.
I mean, you know what's kind of crazy, Chael? The whole deal. It seems as though that Pereira's mad because he might feel disrespected. It seems as though Ankalaev has a very clear path to beating him.
Yes, he does.
With the wrestling, because we have seen Jan Blachowicz take him down. I know it's not as simple as going, well, in this fight, this guy did this to this guy, and the other guy was not. It's not that simple. I get it. But when you look at the skill set and the ability to shoot takedowns, this guy is not a wrestler, but he does have that ability. We saw it when he was fighting on one leg against Jan Blachowicz. He was able to take him down and control him. Does the bad blood, though, and all the words lead to him fighting with his ego? Because it seems like the ego could ultimately be a problem. I asked Pereira this yesterday, Chael. I said, what are you showing these guys inside the octagon? Because everybody goes in there with an idea and an understanding, I can take him down. That's going to be the way I beat him. But the moment you're in front of him, you start standing. I go, what is he showing these guys? What is he showing them in his stance? What is he showing them with his hands to where they go, I can't level change? Because they're not level changing because they don't want to. They all say they're going to. But the moment they're in front of him, they can't find a way into taking this guy down. I believe that if Ankalaev isn't careful, he'll find himself in the same situation by telling everyone, I'm going to knock this guy out. I'm going to knock this guy out. He'll get in there and he'll have the idea, I want to shoot now. And he'll see him and he'll be unable to level change. I don't know what he's doing, man, because it's not just the fact that he can strike. Because I've fought strikers. And even if they can strike, I know I'm going to wrestle. I don't know that these guys see that with Pereira. Sure. It's like he's very tall, but they can't take him down.
Sean O'Malley has that as well.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out what it is. But I mean, he's also both of these guys. I'm going to use Sean O'Malley, but they're tall glasses of water. That's easy to take down. That's everything that a wrestler wants.
Yeah.
But to your point, they're not even making their entries. When you do look historically at the better grappler who's done so well with the striker, the better grappler 99% of the time was also the more conditioned athlete.
Yep.
That's not the case here. Pereira runs harder, man. He is like a horse, and when he can see that barn, he will go harder. He will go harder in the fourth round. He threw 2 rounds away in his last fight, and they were 2 brutal rounds, and he was calm and composed, and it's what won him the fight was pure condition. I'm just sharing for you. There's no spot where Ankalaev can take his foot off the gas. And I do think if we're using history as a trajectory to the future, that Ankalaev did slow down in his Blachowicz fight in the later rounds. He doesn't have the same championship fight experience, and he's certainly in very good shape. I'm just pointing out for you, history's a little bit off on this. The striking goes with Pierre, which is usually against the guy. But the conditioning also sides with Pierre, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, and he has that championship experience. He's been there time and time again, which will make him difficult.